Hi everyone, welcome back to Inside the Ropes, and I'm Gary Cassidy. Today with me is an Impact Wrestling legend, four-time Knockouts champion who recently returned to Impact, which you can catch every Wednesday night on Impact Plus and on Friday on 5 Star in the UK here. It's ODB. How's it going today, ODB?
What's going on? Yeah.
So, I think I need to start off in one place because outside of the ring, you've been doing a lot of great work recently, and I know that we're going to get into your career. Way back in 2019, I remember you hit the news when your truck sadly caught fire. Impact done the whole, ODB appreciation night. Yeah. Amazing stuff, and now it's all back on track. Your meet and greet food truck is back on track. I need to ask, just how's that going? Is it all going as well as it looks from an outsider?
Oh my God, even better in person. Thank God for Impact Wrestling. TNA has always been my home and my family, and they were there right there for me to help me rebuild my dream food truck, which went awesome. I tripled my sales from the year before, and then now I'm in Florida with it. And I'll be heading back up north with it for a couple months. And it actually will be stopping at Impact Wrestling to cater all the boys and girls. Oh, yeah.
Man, absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant to see that. Of course, I'm, a little bit further removed from where it's operating, but it's been great seeing it online. So the more ODB stuff I see is usually an Impact. So obviously I'll need to talk a little bit about that. Before this month, I believe that the appreciation night was the last time we'd seen you in Impact. So It's been almost a couple of years. You recently returned to save Jordan Grace and Jazz, which, just that one sentence, getting to say that's incredible.
There's a legend for you.
Well, yeah, it's ODB, Jazz and Jordan Grace being in any storyline sounds great. But I need to ask, how did the actual return come about? Because it definitely took me by surprise.
Well, it took me by surprise too, actually. I just been food trucking away, and I never said I was done with wrestling. Never, ever, and just been busy with my food truck. And then, of course, Scott D'Amore, I see the phone call coming. I'm like, oh, boy, here we go. And I haven't been in the ring in over a year. And he's like, we'd love to have you back. Your door's always open for you. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. And I love all the girls there. Like, they're going to be huge stars. And then having Jazz there and stuff, and no one's ever seen me and Jazz go at it. And it's been cool. Like, I still got it. So it's good.
Most definitely. And I've done the wrong thing because I've started off slightly positive. What I like to do is start with my most negative thing and then work upwards. So we're going to do that now.
Negative, oh boy.
Yeah, I know that obviously we mentioned that, you're legendary in Impact Wrestling. You've been there through all the good times, but also through some of the not quite so good times, I think is fair to say. One of my kind of more sour memories on Impact, and there was a lot of good things that came from it, was back in 2009. The Knockouts division was really kicking off, and then it seemed like, introducing Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan, while a lot of good came from that, it seemed like it kind of hindered the Knockouts division ever so slightly. I want to know if that's something that you felt at that time as well, and just maybe what your memories were of that time overall.
Yeah, I love Hulk and Bischoff, and when they were coming in, I was kind of on my way out, but they didn't realize it at the time, because I know they it started introducing more girl diva crap that we didn't represent, and I said some stuff on online, and I got in trouble, of course. But that wasn't the knockout division. So knockout division did change. And then all of a sudden, I took a break. I came back like 6 or 7 months later. Then Bischoff is like, where have you been? Why haven't you been here? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. What the fuck? It's like, he's like, I'll get your job back. I'm like, all right, let's go. But then they started realizing, they're like, wow, that's what's been missing in the knockout division. Yeah, you can have sexy girls doing car washes in the back or doing whatever, but you still need us knockouts where it all started. You can't get rid of me, Gail, Kim, Kong, beautiful people. It needed us. So So they helped me get my job back. So it was cool.
Yeah, definitely. And, that was like one little dip in between the Knockouts division being incredible and being incredible. So at least it made us appreciate it more. But one of my, so that's one of the not as fond memories, but one of my favourite things that I remember that you featured in, right, so Main Event Mafia, obviously big faction, but how's this for a group of names? Yourself, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Jay Lethal, Consequences, we now know as Xavier Woods, Petey Williams, Eric Young, Motor City Machine Guns. What a list of names. Back then, did you know even then that, that was a group of names that would go on to become legends, or was it just like, we're all the younger talents?
That was cool. When Main Event, that was perfect to have Main Event Mafia. And then to have a group, it kind of just got built. We didn't realize it, and then we're looking around like, oh yeah, we're like some of the original TNA guys, and it was cool, and it got us feuding with those guys, and it helped me in my earlier career. So I loved working with those guys, and then I'd go out and have some beers with them afterwards.
Definitely, I was just looking back, I'm going, what an incredibly talented bunch of names, and didn't really realize it at the time, but looking back, it's like, geez,
I know, so lucky. Damn.
Yeah, and you mentioned there, learning a little bit at that point in time. I want to go ever so slightly further back, because I believe you actually tried out for Tough Enough. And I think you only made it, I think it was like 25th. And obviously, when you look at the names that were there, a lot of good names, but I think it's, ODB definitely became a lot bigger than a lot of those names that made it, further. The judges on that, Al Snow, who I know that you know very well, Jacqueline, obviously, you know very well as well. And then Taz and Tori. Was there anything that, you learned from that experience that helped you kick on forward? Was there anything that you went, well, this is what I need to change?
Yeah, because I didn't have no wrestling experience when I went there. That was in 2000, but I knew I wanted to become a wrestler. So I was like, oh, the easy way to get in. Yeah, do Tough Enough. And I did, I just didn't have a lot what I have now. And I was just like, hey, I'm one dirty bitch. I called myself ODB already. And it's funny because, like, Al Snow, of all the people he interviewed, out of hundreds of people, he remembered me. And so he kind of led me through my indie career. Like, he would always, we'd always keep in touch, or we'd always be on indie shows together. And that's how I got to OVW. And I look back, I'm like, oh God, thank God I didn't make it to Tough Enough, because who knows where I would be right now.
Well, obviously it didn't work out too badly, I wouldn't say, because you've gone on to become, 4-time Knockouts champion. I think that's no mean feat.
It all turned out.
Yeah, you're one of the names that when people say who are the legendary Knockouts, you're definitely one of the names that's at the forefront of people's minds. However, I need to ask, if it isn't you, who is the greatest knockout of all time?
Oh boy, it's so like, we're all so different, and that's what I loved about the knockout division. I would have to say Gail Kim, because she was basically there. Oh, and Tracy Brooks, because those two were kind of like the start of it when there wasn't really much wrestling, and Gail was just, managing, and she's like, I want the women to come in, and that's what got it. And then Tracy Brooks was also a big part of that. So the two Canadian girls, two of my best friends, helped, pave the way for us knockouts. And I thank those girls. I talk to them every day too. So it's, And it's good to see Gail helping the younger girls at TNA or at Impact. So it's awesome to still see her around doing what she loves.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a name that no one will really argue with too much. I think I think you're safe saying Gail Kim in there. I mentioned that you obviously 4-time Knockouts women's champion. You might add a fifth to that maybe in the future. So I kind of want to add that in there and ask, you've been dipping in and out of Impact. Is there any set amount of time that you're back for now? Is there any kind of anything you can tell us on that front as to how long we'll be seeing you in Impact?
Well, I was just at their TV tapings a week or so ago. So yes, you'll be seeing me on Tuesday nights, probably for the next couple of months. So yeah,
excellent. That's good to hear. Hopefully, we'll sneak in a little match with Jazz there, and maybe a little title match as well. You never know.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So, and I've mentioned that your name's synonymous with Impact, but you wrestled a match kind of for AEW as well, who we're seeing a lot of partnerships happening there. I'm not going to ask you about AEW dream matches because I feel like that's all, everybody always asks about it and you're going to get asked about it constantly. So I want to ask you about one name in particular, if that's okay. You've also wrestled in NWA and there is someone holding the title there wrestling in AEW that you're quite familiar with in Serena Deeb. I know that you two, wrestled way back. I can't even remember what year it was, but a long time ago now. What are your thoughts on her resurgence? She seems to have completely transformed herself and is just looking, better than ever.
Talking about Serena Deebs?
Yeah.
Yes, she is one of my very good friends in this business. And we started out, it was 2005.
Ah, yeah.
Is when we actually helped make the OVW women's division. And, I was the first ever OVW women's champ, and Serena was part of that. And I love how she went away for a little bit, had to refocus and do some stuff, and then came back, and she's better than ever. I mean, everything happens for a reason. I believe that. And I would love to get back in the ring with her. Actually, she actually asked me, she's like, do you still wrestle?
I love how that way I was like, I'm not going to ask about a dream match and just hope that you say one, and you've just given us one right there. So that's absolutely incredible.
Oh, yeah.
But, we've spoken a lot about, the way that Impact Knockouts division has been over the years. For me just now, I think it's probably one of the best women's divisions in the world, if not the best. Who right now for you are you looking at on, in that division and going, man, they are just incredible? Who's the one person for you that you think is, the person leading the division?
Oh, boy. There's two of them that really stand out. The champ right now, Deanna Perez. There's something about her. She's good. I actually got a chance to get in the ring with her. And then Jordan Grace. There's a lot of potential there. So I think, and she's just a powerhouse. And she's even like, every time I see her wrestle or in a match with her, she gets better and better. So I'm excited for her future, where it goes.
Most definitely. And one of my favourite things that happened recently in Impact was titles that you're pretty familiar with coming back, and the tag team titles. Of course, you're probably the person with the strangest reign out of everyone because you were partnered with Eric Young.
Yeah.
If you were to partner with a woman to get into that division again and take on the champions, who would you like to team with?
Oh, boy. Oh, Lordy. I don't know. I kind of like me, Jazz, and Jordan. The three of us are like little three powerhouses. So I think we're the team to, not mess with. That's
Freebird rules. I don't think anyone would be too disappointed in seeing you three switch the titles. That would be great. And we mentioned a lot of the things that went on backstage in Impact in 2009. That maybe decisions were made. It kind of went through peaks and troughs. Arguably in the past year, I think, it's been incredible. And over the past 3 years, the management change has meant that Impact has come on leaps and bounds. I want to ask, this might be a trickier question than it seems, but what's changed? Why is Impact, so strong now and it's gone through those little rough parts that you've been through?
Well, yeah, I mean, even when I've been back, the locker room was awesome because they're bringing back the old school guys. The people that really care about it. You have D'Lo Brown, Scott D'Amore. They've been there since the beginning, and they have passion and love for everyone there. And it's so cool. Like, I love going back. It was awesome to see some of the guys I've even known from OVW days there. And then also, the younger guys coming up. And, they got something there. And it's good to have, good people in the office, too, that you can, you're not afraid to go and talk to, you can hang out and have a beer with them and be fine.
Yeah, definitely. It's been absolutely incredible to see. I want to take it back to ODB for the last question. Again, I'm not sure how simple or difficult this one is, but I need to ask it. Looking back, when all is said and done, I know you've got a little bit of time left in the ring and I'm not going to shorten your career by any means, but looking back when all is said and done, what does ODB want our legacy to be?
Oh, boy. I just want to be known as, I was a character, and I was smart. I was a worker. I was a true worker. I knew my weaknesses. I knew my strengths, and I did it. And I was always, a little diamond in the rough, and it worked out. I mean, look at, like, I expanded my brand into freaking barbecue world. I got a food truck. I got a lot of stuff going on because of my ODB brand, and I kept true to myself. And that's what I would love people to say, you know what, ODB kept true to herself. She did her own thing, and TNA let me be me, and that was freaking badass. And no other company would have let me do that at all.
Most definitely, and that no one can argue that you've been yourself and made it a success by being yourself, which is great. So we know we'll see you for the next few weeks. Anyone that wants to catch ODB on Impact, and you definitely should be, can do in the UK on Wednesdays on Impact Plus and on Facebook and YouTube, and of course on Fridays on 5 Star as well. Thank you so much, ODB. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. And
thank you so much. I'll give you a bam. Boom!